I'm an earthworm woman. In the mornings, I fill my tanks by breathing the energy of the sea and tasting the power of the sun penetrating my skin. There's an air of no care, which comes with age, and I hold my head up proudly, liking who I've become. I'm not afraid of smells, or dirt, or to walk barefoot across the stones. Sometimes I wade through the shallow water just to embrace its fluid element, my hair often crazy and loose, being pulled by and flying in the wind. I can be glamorous if I want to, although makeup was never my thing. And I've learnt that life is for living, not fearing, and so I absorb it like a sponge. Grand rising, everyone. It's actually a public holiday here in Melbourne, and I realised that it's not everywhere. So my guest today is giving up some time, and I really appreciate that. It's really looking forward to talking to her. But that is Sarah Jane, and I just want to say, first of all, world's gone a bit. Well, the world is very heavy at the moment, and we know that they're doing that on purpose and all the fear stuff. I mean, I just looked at my Facebook thing, and that 22-year-old boy who stepped in to help, actually, I'm going to bring Sarah in. We're just going to actually first of all talk because she can join in the discussion. Hi, Sarah.
Good morning.
I was just saying, I was just talking about the heaviness of the world. Number one, I feel exhausted, and you said that there's a planetary thing going on.
Yeah,
but
well, we had the blood moon a few days ago.
The blood moon, yeah. I just looked at my Facebook, and I don't even know who it is, but there's a post about this 22-year-old who stepped in to help someone who was being attacked by a gang at a train station in Melbourne, and now he's dead, and we're just seeing this all the time. It's just horrendous. So it's like people don't, whatever's also going on, I see more and more. I don't know if you do too. You must do. Everyone does. People just don't want to know. I was actually saw these people this morning on the beach. And one of my dogs, Iggy, he gets a bit bouncy, barky. Doesn't mean he's attacking anyone. He's just bouncy, barking. He's a little. I said, yeah, he's a bit of a police officer dog. And these people just, their faces, they just kept straightforward. And I thought, yep. I said out loud, don't listen to me. Don't worry about it. You don't have to hear me. We don't need to talk. And they just carried on. It's like you can say anything. There's zombies. You find that?
I do. I guess it's a difference because I live in a country area. So it's like people stop and talk to you. In the city, you even say hello to everyone, and they just look at you like there's something severely wrong with you. And then they just keep looking. It's crazy.
I mean, where I live in the beach, most people are very community-ish, and they do. But it's like if they get in a conversation, they're going to have to. Who knows what they think? Anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking positive. We're talking about you, because I see you all the time traveling, and just go. You're an earthworm woman in a true sense that you get up and go, and you keep going. So what exactly are you doing at the moment when you're traveling around?
Okay, so the last 3 years, I guess the walkabout, I refer to it as, has just been healing, exploring new places. Some of it an escapism. This current trip is very different, and the last few trips has been working away. So I work in the disability sector, and at the end of the day, I can earn much more money traveling regional areas interstate than what I can at home. At home, I only
Right.
work half days a week.
Right, because you're in a smaller place, obviously.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's really interesting. And like you say, you're constantly able to be on the move and whatever. And you're also like you've got a few things on the go though, because you're also
I
setting
do.
up something. But
Yes.
tell me, I'm really interested in your story. You put
Yep.
something up the other day, and you've sort of come a long way in yourself. And you started to tell me about your son yesterday, or whenever it was we spoke, day before.
Mm.
So you've well, as much as you want, and where you
Yep.
want to start, who
Okay. Yep.
Sarah is, and how she's got to where
Yep.
she is.
Okay. So me, I'm Sarah Jane. Um, I'm a mum to 11. I'm also a grandmother.
You're like as well. You're like Jeannie. You know Jeannie?
No, I
Ah.
don't. I don't
I
know.
have
Can't.
her on quite a few times. Andrew, I can't
Okay.
pronounce her last name. So she's Malaysian background, I think, but
Okay.
Australian. But she's has her own podcasts and things. But she's like you. She's got 11 kids. Does
Yep.
this. Wow. Sorry.
That's okay. Yep. I guess the nurturing in me is quite a strong thing. And I think now, so my youngest are now 13, 15, and 16.
Mm.
So I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're fairly independent. We've homeschooled for 12 years now.
You've got to talk to her. Yep. She did too.
Definitely.
She did too. All her kids.
Yep.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I think with my eldest ones, I parented very differently.
Mm.
I had gone from being a helicopter, very controlling parent to being rather crunchy and laid back. I think as
Yep.
I've gotten older, I've just let go of what people, I think I've cared less about living how society tells me to live.
Exactly. Yeah. More and more. Wow. So do they all live near you? Your
Yeah,
kids?
they're all in South Australia.
Yeah.
So they're sort of spread all over the suburbs.
Mm.
So it's one son I'm the closest to. So the rest are adults, all growing up. I've got the 4 grandchildren.
Wow. And I was going to say, so you're a single mum though, right?
Yes.
You're a single
Yeah.
mum. So tell me what. Wow. How did you manage to do all the things you're doing
Well,
with 11 children as well?
yeah, I was married. My husband passed away 12 years ago now. 12 years ago
Mm.
now. Um, so 10 of my children were from my marriage, and then my
Mm.
13-year-old was from another relationship. I had a 12-year relationship, and that ended in July 2023.
Oh, wow. Wow. So you went through all the COVID stuff and or whatever
Yes,
that,
yeah,
you know, that scam stuff
yeah.
with him.
Our life didn't change though. That was the crazy thing. Like, other than a 6-week period, our life didn't really change. Like, I guess being in the homeschool community, there are many awake people, and I think because I've been awake for 30 odd years now, so I've
Mm.
found it quite easy to align myself with others, other like-minded women, other like-minded people,
Mm.
and I think that was the only good thing I see come out of the COVID mess. It took adults to be mandated to stand up. I did. So I'll just backtrack a little bit. So my
Yeah.
eldest son, who was now in his 30s, was vax damaged at 18 months old.
Mm.
Luke had the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine,
Mm.
and was left with brain damage from that.
Oh my gosh.
He was never the same child from that day.
Yep.
So it was a really lonely journey. There was very few platforms you could speak on. If you did, you were attacked. Now you go onto any social media post around vaccines or vax damage or awareness, and all of us are there. So we've just,
Mm.
out of COVID, has been born this amazing community.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, and you don't have to edit what you say, don't have to
No,
think about it. You just know. Yeah, that's
yeah,
interesting. Not that long ago, but so my kid's 23. So around when he was had my son, I joined this thing called Alternative Baby, and
yes,
that was finding people who were very similar on all those fronts.
yes.
All of those people pretty much have gone the other way.
Oh,
So they're
wow.
not so alternative anymore. Yeah. Just
Wow,
really
that's
strange.
sad.
As far
Yeah.
as I can see, you know? But yeah, no, even in that many years ago, yeah, because I didn't vaccinate my kids and,
Yes.
you just kind of kept quiet, and then you
Mm.
found the 1 or 2 who did. But, yeah, no, so it's having an injured child, that must have been incredibly. So you were with your husband though then,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Tell me.
I was 18 when I got with my husband and he was 32.
Wow. Wow. Oh, okay. And so you think that's right. Tell me more though. How was that dealing with a child with in that way, and then having a load more children? Massive.
You just do it.
Hmm.
It was you just do it. There's no other way. It was just being very organized. Um,
Hmm.
our shopping was, a trip on its own. I had 8 living at home at once.
Mm. Well, I came from a family of 6. That's sort of similar, but so you said that's when you say you woke up.
Yes.
Yeah, because you realized that this is possible. And do you feel like you woke up in other ways of the bigger picture at that point? Because a
I
lot of people
think
do say they have.
No, I think it's led me to question everything. I think
Mm,
my grandmother was very black and white. It, there was no variance with her. But I think it led me, just because you read something, just because you're told something, doesn't mean it's true and correct.
yeah.
So I think it led me just the critical thinking, and I've raised my younger children around the critical thinking and to explore it, and just to
Mhm.
be confident enough that, hey, it's okay to think for yourself.
And to question. Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, now we think nothing is real.
no,
Nothing. Don't it's just, we've been conned on so many levels. It's incredible. I mean, we knew the last 5 years were a complete con. I'm talking
yes,
openly now about this stuff. What the heck? If people don't realize that by now. Um, but to know to go back and think, oh my God, that and that and that, and all the words they've been using, programs and all of this
yes,
stuff is.
it's all by design.
Mm, we are a, a gullible species, or and then people always go, but who's the they? Who's the they? Well, we guess we've set ourselves up in a hierarchy, in a people who with hierarchy, and so
Yes,
somebody makes decisions on stuff.
yeah, and I think a big one, and you would have seen me posting about it multiple times, is becoming ungovernable.
Mm,
It's in systems. When we rely on systems, then that enslaves us. I think
mm,
I've spent the last 2 decades of just learning skills and learning how to operate as much as I possibly can outside of those systems that
yeah.
are there to govern us.
That's great. Absolutely. I know there's all kinds of things that we comply with, um,
Mm,
because we just think, oh, we kind of have to. But if you
mm.
actually look at why, yeah. Anyway, I'm interested in your kind of. You've got a whole part. Hang on, sorry, my son. Um, a whole part of you that's very much into the healing. You said, and all of that.
Yes.
Tell me more about that and what you, without using the
Yeah.
words like we talked about.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I started. So after Luke become vax damage, I went
Mm,
down the rabbit hole of, I guess, the more natural or alternative health.
Yeah.
So I started making my own, because it was more affordable, my own tinctures, salves, herbal teas. I pull on different methods. So I pull on herbalism, aromatherapy, homeopathics, kinesiology. I also come from a long line of medicine women, so I've got that ancestral knowledge there. And then I started making some, when you can't access things. So I think it comes down to money. If they, the big pharma, if they cannot make money off something, they ban it, prohibit it. You know, nature provides everything that we need to heal or support our body. So I started learning and sourcing ingredients to make some things that, you know, are a bit taboo.
But they work.
Yeah, they work.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, wow. So you must have a whole is it called apothecary?
Yeah. I can never pronounce
that
it
word.
right. No, yeah.
What's the medicine woman? What's your line? What's your background?
So I'm First Nations. My late father was an Aboriginal elder.
Right.
My mother was fair skin, so I've got fair skin. I didn't discover my true identity until after my mother passed away 10 years ago. So my father's true identity was hidden from me until after my mother passed, and then my aunt disclosed it.
So did you know your dad? Did you?
No, the person that I grew up believing was my father, in fact, wasn't my father. I guess I was born in 72. So during that era, there was still quite a lot of shame and the racism and judgment around mixed race, you know, relationships.
Wow, yeah. I wasn't in the country then, but so First Nation, of course. If you've got all that background, there's so many things that they know that Indigenous Aboriginals know, and have known forever, and never been encouraged. Yeah.
No. So it's like I've done a lot of the European herbalism, but now I'm just leaning more back into your native Australian plants, your bush medicine. And it's amazing. And
Bush
I think
medicine,
the
Sorry.
bush medicine.
Are they trying to get rid of stuff, do you think? They're trying to get rid of any of that?
I haven't seen anything as such, and I think I always look at quite a few stores are shut down, and when your raw supplies start to get restricted, I've only seen a few stores like shut down that supply things. I haven't seen restrictions as yet, but I'm well aware that we will reach a point where it will become a lot more restricted and a lot harder to get.
I think they tried in Canada. I don't know if
Yes.
if
I'm not
they
too sure if they succeeded.
Yeah, there's a woman I do talk to in Canada, but I think she doesn't really want to keep coming on because it's almost like dangerous to talk online.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I mean, if you went north, you probably, is that correct? Would you find more remedies and things, or people?
I think it just depends on where you want to go. I grow a lot of my own stuff.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I've got a large garden. So I live in the Barossa Valley. My garden is 1,400 square metres.
Wow.
So it's mostly formal English garden, but I've got, I think there's like 18 fruit trees currently. I've got a few fruit trees sitting behind me. I've got to get them back across the border. That I bought in. But because I bought in, if I go back home, so I'm currently in Wagga Wagga. Yeah. If I go back, I can't go back home the quick way. That would be down through the Riverland because I can't take the plant matter across the border.
Oh, you've
I'm
got
going to
some
have
with
to go.
you. Right.
I'm going to have to go down through Bendigo and down the long way, and then I can get my fruit trees across the border. So in Ballarat, I managed to find a nursery with a friend of mine that sold native Australia plants. So I bought like Gumby and a couple of the desert limes and a couple of other native like bush medicine plants. So I grow a lot of my own herbs and flowers and fruits that I use in my I guess my products, what I use.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, this is how we all should be now. And I've been talking to friends over the weekend about, that. And I was talking to my brother. He lives in Bowral, and I don't think he can grow a huge amount there. But anybody that is doing that, you're doing the right thing, perhaps. Well, you are. But sounds amazing. Barossa Valley. Gosh.
Yeah, and our soils are pretty much dead. Like it's our food when it reaches us that is nutrient deficient. And it comes down to it's all by design. We are being bombarded from so many avenues, including our food source. So it's like I have a large veggie garden as well. I build up my soil to make it living soil.
Well, it's like Bronwyn Home.
Yes, I'm familiar with Bronwyn.
Earth food.
Yes.
Yeah. She said that's it. We have to be using that. But yeah, gosh, absolutely. We have no idea what they're putting on stuff. But that sounds incredible. How much time goes into that? You must. Anyway, do you have a website or something where you sell your stuff?
No, I'm still setting up the website because it's just been word of mouth. So it's been word of mouth. I branched out last year doing Inanna's Botanicals. So Inanna is a goddess. So when I was looking for business names, I wanted something that I could resonate with. So Inanna was a Sumerian goddess, and she was the goddess of love and war and the fertility. So I could really identify with her. I think I'm quite a fierce woman. I don't comply. I'm a wild, free-spirited woman. I make no apologies for that.
Absolutely the way to be. I mean, if we can't be who we are and we can't be free in being who we are, what's the point? Yeah, we're and that's the only way people will know you and love you and all of the things, because they've got to know this is who you are.
Yeah.
I
being
agree.
the authentic self.
Yeah, totally. Well, when you do get your website or something, I mean, it's a perfect thing to, if you have enough products, enough people working with you. Do you have people working with you on that?
At the moment, I'm branching out more into your bush medicine. So I've run stuff under, I guess, my brand name Inanna's. I now have branching out. So I've got 2 businesses going at the moment, both launching at the moment. So I've got the cafe and the art gallery, and then I have Manuru. So Manuru is ocean or water and earth. And that is a business.
Hang on a second. I'm going to put this in. Well, I'm just interested. So Manuru and
So Manuru is going to be a range of supplementary, I guess, like formulas to support the body, but it's based predominantly on bush medicine. So I was recently discovered that I have a genetic disorder, and that opened up a massive Pandora box for me. It really answered a lot of my health stuff for myself. So a friend of mine. That's my son Toby. Hello, darling. So it's like I've realized a while back that we had to be responsible for our own health. We cannot rely on the big pharma. Yes, medicine has its place, but ultimately we've got to support our own body. What we put into our body and how we nurture that, and the connection between the mind, body, and soul. I think,
and how we can heal ourselves. Yes.
And
what's the genetic thing, or you don't want to say that?
So it's the MTHFR.
Okay.
So it's apparently there is 2 million people in Australia alone that have this genetic disorder. So it just comes down to the folate. So the body doesn't, we need the methylfolate.
Mm.
And highly sensitive to the folate that was introduced into our foods.
Bread.
Yes.
All the bread.
And I think when I had the massive shift in my health, the final thing for me was removing the gluten and the dairy. So I'll just go back a little bit. So in 2006, no, after the birth of my last daughter, so this was she was born 2012, I become really sick. Abnormal fatigue, my hair started falling out, really dark circles under my eyes, pains in my arms, loss of strength in my hands, and I was diagnosed with multiple, what do they call them? Autoimmune conditions. And I was B12 deficient. So generally by the time they detect that you have a B12 deficiency, the sheaths covering the central nervous system are damaged. So I think I sort of really had to look at like my diet. I started B12 injections. Then forward to 2017, I was diagnosed with multiple spinal conditions. I went within a 3-month period of being fairly healthy, active woman to being in the most excruciating and agonizing pain you could imagine. So I was diagnosed with severe spinal stenosis, which is narrowing of the spinal canal, a lumbar, facet joint degeneration, whole spine, osteo and rheumatoid arthritis, and I had bulging and herniated discs and compressed femoral and sciatic nerve.
Wow.
So I went from being a normal mum, a normal everyday woman, to having to use a walking aid. My GP, although I was awake to the vaccines, I wasn't so much awake to the pharmaceutical drugs and their damage they can do.
Right. Yeah.
So my GP put me, the pain was worse
I
than
would
childbirth.
imagine. God.
So my GP put me on opioids, and I was on at one point from 2017 to early 2023, I was on 80 milligrams a day of opioids plus 4 different lots of nerve medications. I was including Cymbalta and Lyrica. Both are really nasty drugs.
Yes, I know Lyrica. Yeah.
Yeah, Lyrica, my teeth, I've still got a lot of dental work to be done. That just rotted all my teeth right at the gums.
Wow.
And so I was under 2020, I had a fall. I slipped in the kitchen. I was washing the dishes at the sink. A bit of water splashed. I slipped, and with the positioning of the kitchen cupboard and the wall, I couldn't land flat out. I landed right on the lumbar. So I sort of landed like this, sort of on an angle where all the damage was. I didn't think I was actually going to survive that. It was, my injuries were so severe. But being a mum, I couldn't stop. My kids had their softball presentation that night. I had my granddaughter's first birthday the following day. So I just kept going. The next morning, my body couldn't do it. So I drove to one of my other sons. He drove us to my granddaughter's first birthday because I was making food as well. And then when I got back home, I was completely bedridden for 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, my goodness.
I was very grateful that a couple of my children are on the spectrum. So my youngest daughter is level 3 autism. I was so grateful for her lack of filter because Ruby, sorry, this is where I'm going to cry. Ruby had to care for me. I was the sole parent. I was bedridden. She was having to bath me, do the bedpan. I finally managed to get to my GP, And as soon as she took one look at me, she got straight on the phone to the drug of dependence. So I got the tissues here, drug of dependence unit, and got the medication increased, and then got me in to see a private pain specialist. So that was Matthew Green. So I went there. I had to have full body scans, and then I had to go into rehab to learn to walk again. I spent about 18 months not being able to walk.
And this was all the time of the thing.
Yeah, and this was all when all this crap started. It was just so that made it even harder to access things. And the crazy thing was, because I was on the opioids are scheduled 8 medications. So I had to have authority, and I had to have monthly appointments to get my script. So just before they brought in, when they opened up the country and everything, I think that was on the 20th of November, my other daughter had been in there, and she got told to pass it on to me. And the message I got was, tell your mother she cannot come in here for her scripts because she's not vaccinated.
Is this the hospital or a chemist?
This was my GP.
Sure.
I wasn't allowed into the doctor's surgery to get my script. I had to have phone appointments. So on that first phone appointment, I was arguing the point with my GP. And I will say, my GP, she's pretty good. Like, she's pretty understanding. Like, her
they just followed what they were told,
No, well, I'm actually surprised. She actually did tell me when they started rolling out the vaccines here, she said to me straight out, Sarah, do not have the vaccine. Based on what I'm seeing coming out of Brazil, it will make you worse.
Wow. Wow.
So, we've joked about it now, you know, and she said as a GP, she'll never catch up with it. You know, it's just insane. So my first phone appointment to get my script, and she's going to me, Sarah, there's no point arguing about it. It won't get you anywhere. And my exact words were, we'll see about that. And you look at the change now. So anyway.
The arguing was difficult, but keeping strong and actually 100% knowing was easy. It was easy. If they don't want to listen and don't want to, I mean, look at the ridiculous people in the media now who are trying to backtrack and turn around and say, oh, no, actually, I should have thought, after you've been absolute assholes. I'm sorry.
I know, Like, even a couple of my adult children took the COVID vaccine, and 2 of my sons, one, both of them had developed the myocarditis. They only had 2 vaccines. My son has had multiple health problems, which we've connected to the vaccine. Look, I know so many people who try, and I'm more pro-choice. What your body, your choice. You do what you feel is best for you. But I've seen so many family members and friends whose health has deteriorated dramatically.
Absolutely. I see it all the time, hear it all the time. And so this is so that was an incredible situation for you. And I guess if your doctor said that, then she was able to kind of back you. So you wouldn't have to have these people trying to say you can't. But you weren't. Were you in a rehab? You said.
Yes, So in 20, I had to go in. So I had to go into Modbury Hospital, and they had like the rehabilitation there, and I had to gain my strength. I didn't realise being bedridden, you lose X amount percentage of muscle tone. I had developed drop foot, so like your nerve, because my nerves were constantly misfiring. So your nerves ultimately operate your muscles. So come beginning of 2023, my authority for the opioids was until November 2023. So beginning of 2023, my pain specialist said to me that when the authority ran out, that he was going to put me on, take me off the opioids and put me onto either fentanyl patches or buprenorphine patches. And my first thought to myself, no way in hell am I going on
Mm,
those drugs. So
mm,
I didn't say
mm,
anything to him. I didn't say anything to my GP. I went home and I made the decision to take back my life. I
mm.
wasn't going to allow myself to be trapped in that system, and I
Drug
wasn't going to
drug
allow them to
dependent.
have the
Yeah,
control.
yeah,
I
yeah.
knew somehow I had to find a way to get healthy again.
Mm,
So I went cold turkey on the 4 nerve medications. I was extremely lucky. The only symptom I had was headaches. I had a
mm.
few days of really severe headaches, and then I weaned myself off the opioids as the body could cope because the body had become dependent on them and I
Yeah.
was on such a large dose. So I started that by just because they have a fairly short lifespan because I was on them twice a day. So
Mm,
what I did was I just like took it an hour a bit later and then I just gradually did it that way. I didn't say
mm,
anything. I was still getting my scripts filled.
mm,
Because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. And at that point, I knew I had to find a way out. I had to find a more healthier and natural way to heal and support my body.
mm, mm,
Um, so I started using essential oils. I reached out to a lady and she sort of told me a different blend to make up. I was doing the ice baths. And the crazy
mm.
thing was, when I got off all the medication, I was in less pain.
Yeah.
It was just, and I think that was the big wake up call. And then it was just finding different things and trying different things. And I
Wow.
think the major things for me was for the nerve pain was hypericum. So I started getting that
Mm.
in a essential oil blend and just like massaging that into my
There we
back,
go. Yeah.
and then
That
hypericum as homeopathics.
I've heard of
And
that.
then
Yeah.
cutting out the
Mm,
gluten and the dairy was the final thing to get that
mm,
bit of inflammation out of my body.
mm. And is this when you found out that you had the or was it ages ago, the folate thing?
No, that's only been recent.
That's only recent.
Yeah, so a
Because I
lot
remember
of my
seeing it in the
health.
news or something about
Yeah,
that,
I think
or I
it's now starting to get traction. I think there's more awareness around it.
mm,
Um,
and they do. They stick it in everything, and then they also
yeah,
really highly recommend when you're pregnant to take folate
mm,
or folic
and a
acid. Is that the
lot.
same? Yeah.
Yeah, folic acid. But
Mm.
folic acid in its synthetic form is relatively harmful, like like it's harm people. It's not
Really?
healthy. And hence why so many women are developing health problems after the birth of their child. And I know
Wow.
like from my own experience, that
Mm.
is what I experienced. So you
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff like the changes in your hormones and everything else after childbirth. Um, a lot of it's quite common for, autoimmune stuff to come out, and especially in relation to this genetic disorder. I'm
Mm.
now, in some of the research that I'm doing, I'm seeing a strong link there. And it's all by design. They,
It's
it's,
incredible, isn't it? I
they
remember
don't,
having it being religious on that one. Okay, I'm gonna
yeah,
make sure it was the spina bifida that they said if you
yes,
didn't take it, you get spina and so
mm,
they freak out
yep,
or a higher chance of getting it, which is
yes,
eh, insane. So that's amazing. That so now how that's a few years, 3 years-ish that you've now been taking your control of your own
yes.
health, and how are you finding how are you feeling now within all of that?
Oh, look, if you saw photos of me when I was sick and full of
Mm,
pharma compared to now, I don't even resemble the same person.
mm,
And I think the hardest part was my kids actually thought I was dying.
mhm.
And it wasn't, I guess I was a bit oblivious. I was so living my own pain at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate or understand the impact it was having on my children.
Mm.
Um,
Well, pain is all consuming, isn't it? I mean, that's the
oh,
thing.
look, I went through a good couple of years where I would pray over night time for God to take
Mm.
me in my sleep, because I just
Oh,
didn't think I
goodness.
could live with it any longer. It was horrific. So I
You
think
couldn't get
now
up. Yeah.
why I push myself so much,
Mm.
because I've had a second chance at life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what you're doing is very what's that word? It's incredible, but and it's the right thing, because I think we have to, and that's like I was saying before, sometimes I feel a bit mad. I'm raising money to make a film, but I think it's the time now where we have to go, yeah, that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing, and nothing's
Yeah,
going to stop me. We Yeah, and I know once I get this one done and I can get that move, I've got other things I want to do, more than ever. I
yeah,
just, it's really
I
bizarre, isn't
can.
it? It's not bizarre, but we are in a real time of set ourselves up, do these
Yes,
things, and if things turn into absolutely, we don't even have to pay for anything anymore. Money's relevant, whatever. Well, we're in the best position with
yeah,
that.
yeah, and I think it's, as like we've just come into the year of the fire horse.
Mm.
So it's just, for me, it was just that shedding, and then just setting myself up to run with it. And if the alignment is there, things will just flow.
Yeah. I was just going to say, this person just talked about her daughter there, but I do want to, afterwards, I'll get your, however people can get in touch with you,
Yeah,
because if you are selling stuff,
yes,
I know I have a niece who has a lot of pain too. I think that's the health, the healing, and the natural bush stuff, and all the herbs you're talking about is really the way to do it.
yeah,
I know a lot of people have different, and hemp flower is another one, which
yes.
Denise. Um, and you're also at the same time, how are you doing this? I don't know. You're setting up a cafe and an art gallery.
Yes, yes. So I've got in Anna's of Springton cafe and art gallery. So I had a little go at a cafe last year, and that
Mm.
fell through. Not my fault. That was taken
Not
from me.
physically, I hope it wasn't.
No, no, no. It was poor relationship. He owned the building. I set up the cafe, and he changed
Okay.
the locks on me. So that was
Oh, okay.
a big lesson to learn.
Mm,
So when I'd moved to my home back in August last year,
mm,
I I still hadn't let go of my dreams. I'm one of these women, I will chase my dreams. I do not see barriers. I will find a way. You
me
know,
too.
it's
Absolutely.
I can take the impossible and turn it into something amazing. I highly resilient.
Mm,
So there's only two buildings that could have even this be done. So where I live, tiny little town,
mm,
we have the pub, which is hardly open and they don't do meals. We have the primary school, and we have the general store.
mm,
That's it. That's all there is in Springton. It's an amazing little town. So there
mm,
was a cafe there 2 years ago, and I'd approached them because they'd closed down. I approached them, could I rent the building? And they said no. And then I've later found out that building's part of a divorce settlement. And I was
mm.
just scrolling Facebook, and this post come up, and it said suitable for, residential or office. And I messaged and I commented it on the post, and I said, is it in Miller Street?
Mm.
Because Miller Street's the main street. And she said,
Yeah.
yes. I said, would it be suitable for a cafe and art gallery? And
Mm.
she goes, I'll PM you. So it turns out my vision is what the owner of the building had, her vision.
Wow. Wow.
Um, so it's never been used for that purpose before. There's a bed and breakfast building, like bed and breakfast business behind it, that's been run from the stables. The space lends itself amazing to what I want. So I've got 2 front rooms, long, the cafe, the small kitchen. There's 2 little rooms to the side. So one of those I'm going to set up as a community space. So it will be a space for people from the community to come in and run, for example, men's groups, women's circles, book clubs, just a place for the community to come and sit, meet, hang out, have a coffee, one room for storage, and then you've got the 2 bigger back rooms, and that's going to be the art gallery space.
Fantastic.
So it's that infusion of art and food and community.
And I'm imagining you'll give up one of these at some point, maybe the traveling bit.
The traveling's going to have to stop,
yeah. Are you going to be running the cafe? Are you working?
Yes.
Or you'll,
yes.
Yeah.
So, and part of the having the cafe is so my teens have got jobs.
Yeah.
They're all at working age. So it's like we just create a business for them to work in.
And what's the theme? What's the kind of, what type of food you're going to have?
I'm a home cook, so I'm not a chef. So I'm just keeping it really simple, rustic, wholesome food. And of course, there will be, catering for, like, I guess, diet requirements. So there'll be a fair bit of gluten-free, dairy-free, and the health.
What's the health population around there? Is it because the Barossa Valley? A lot of people go there, don't they?
So my town, I think, is just over 600, and that includes the farms. But Springton is so, I know, like when you look at, like Melbourne, for example.
There's that many people on the beach in the morning. Yeah.
So, and I think it's just, when I look, I have to keep pinching myself, like what I've achieved in the last year.
Yeah.
Is like end of 2023, I moved back to the suburbs. I had a relationship, 12-year relationship broke down. I hated living in the suburbs. I moved into my home in August last year. My home was built in 1915.
Wow.
So it's like my home is my dream home and garden.
Yeah.
My business, I recently bought myself a nice car. When the alignment is there, it just freely flows.
And you're making it happen. You're seeing the vision. You're going, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I was going to say, is there such, maybe I shouldn't say it online, people might steal the idea, but, like Aboriginal food or Indigenous.
Yeah, I will be doing some of that. And then
that would make it quite unique. Bizarrely, it shouldn't be, but,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's that whole thing. So I've got Inanna's, the cafe and art gallery, and then Manuru. So Manuru is a joint venture with a friend of mine. So he had done years of research around the MTHFR genetic disorder. His mother had it, and he's a carrier. So he freely gifted me years of research. Coupled with, I guess, my knowledge around herbalism and bush medicine. And it's just like how it's just come to fruition. We were talking about different things, and then a phone conversation one day, and he goes, what will be the native equivalent of this? Because he identified one fruit. And I said, I named what it was. And I said, but with this, you have to come at it from a multifaceted level. You've got to detox the body, the lymphatic system, support the immune system better, then replace what the body's missing. I said, leave it with me. Within half an hour, I just come back to him. I said, okay, this is what we need to include in the ingredients. And it's the magnitude, like there's a lot of work to be involved before we can even launch it to the market, because all our analysis so far are amazing. And then it's the testing it. And then
also that you've got to have, what do you call it? Like it has to, not insurance, but make sure people don't go, hang on a second, you didn't tell me it was going to make me grow spikes out of my arms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because it's plant-based, and we've got a couple of ways that we can make it up. It's more bioavailable, like the bioavailability is greater than any pharma product. And the beauty in this, though, is pharma can't touch it.
No.
Because they can't patent it. You can only patent if you are altering the molecules. We're using it in its pure plant form that's
Wow.
freeze-dried, because freeze-dried retains the nutrients. But there's so much that's got to be done beforehand, because purely by, if we can even tap into 10% of the market, we are going to outstrip the supplies within the first 6 months of going to market. But
Okay.
there is amazing potential there, because it is creating a community. So my friend has spoken to somebody who works within, I guess, the First Nations people. We have the potential to build a Aboriginal trust, approaching landowners, farmers within the First Nations community, have them actually build a little cottage core thing, grow for us, we buy it back, give so much back to the community, but we decided not in monetary terms, but more in education, in health, in housing. So it's got huge, huge potential.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Look, it's insane that it's what's the year? 2026.
Yeah.
And you're talking about teaching this stuff and just, which should have been basic, should be everywhere. It's been absolutely crushed, hasn't it? Or just not talked
Yeah.
about. But
Yeah.
I think that's
And
amazing. Yeah. When you do, then it'd be fantastic to support you to come to even go through Earthwormwoman, whatever, sell what you're doing.
I think I know it works. Like when I look at myself of what I've got myself out of health-wise, and I think the pivot moment there was when I'd seen my GP, and she hadn't seen me for a good 12 months, and my GP is going to me, "Sarah, how did you do it?" So I can tell others. And
You go to the doctor.
yeah.
Well, that's the same. That's the same with everything. So if you come out of a bad relationship, or if you've been in a really destructive something or other, or a really bad business partnership, it's not taking things necessarily, but actually stopping and taking the time to discover yourself and what you actually really want in life and what you want to be doing and how you should be doing it. And things are maybe not for everyone, but sometimes they become easier because you actually suddenly go, okay, I don't need all of that rubbish anymore. I just see this way.
Yes.
I mean, I'm trying to do that with making this film. I really am. Try not to think about how much it's going to cost, and try not to think about what's going on around the world. And in fact, they're talking about lack of petrol.
Yep.
Some people think that's another, false flag, perhaps, just to scare us. Don't know. And just, it's really needed. Every day there's another horrible, more.
Yes.
I don't even know how many every day, but
Look, I try not to focus on it. I believe in the power of manifestation. So so the manifestation and the alignment, and I know I keep bringing up the alignment, but when with manifestation and the alignment, when the two work together, amazing things can be created. So do not worry about the money. Like I know myself, it's like the money to get these two businesses off the ground. But I haven't let that stop me.
No.
You can let that stop you living your dream or chasing after what you want.
Yep.
And I think for me, this is not about making money. This is enabling others to become the best version of themselves.
And it's about survival.
I've done myself, how I've
Yeah.
turned around my own
Yeah.
health and
Yeah.
what I've
Yeah.
achieved myself as a mother and a woman. And if I can show that to just one other woman, then it's so worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Survival. You're thriving now because you've survived and you've picked yourself up and you're going for it. And there's no reason for anyone to be, they need, you can, it's possible. And that's what you're proving. Yeah, no matter what's going on in your life,
And I'm
you
sure,
know.
like, turning the play into a movie form will be amazing. Like, when I seen the play, I think everyone in that audience was touched and could relate to it.
I know.
And it's a
Yeah.
subject that's not spoken about enough.
Well, we have that every single time the play's been on, people go, this is an important piece and it needs to be taken. It needs to get everywhere. And that's the bizarre thing. The piece is about talking. It's about community.
Yes.
And like you said, that's right. It's not talked about because you can't say the words. You're not
Yeah.
allowed to say the words.
No,
And
no. And it's
which
that
is
whole thing, like, one of the things that I make, is
yeah.
prohibited. You
Well, let's
can't
talk
mention
about that
it
without
online.
talking about that because
Yeah.
this is the insanity. So just quickly with that play,
Yes.
so obviously if anyone is struggling, there are numbers you can call, Lifeline, blah blah blah, and Beyond Blue, and well, maybe not them, but Lifeline and suicide prevention sites. Yes, but I'm doing a piece about suicide because it's a massive
Yes.
problem. And the reason it's a problem is because it's like shunned, it's shameful, it's we can't talk about it. Even a group called Let's Talk didn't want to be a part of it because we
No.
mentioned means, we mentioned the way. And I have spoken to several survivors in the last few weeks, and they say you have to use that because it's that thing of just pushing it under the carpet. So with yourself, yes, you're making something that there's some sort of personality out there. I can't remember her name now, who just narrowly escaped jail time because
Yes.
she's selling something that claims to cure a very well-known illness.
Yes, the big C.
Mm.
And I guess the beauty in this, it can be made into a product that can be applied topically or taken internally. And I think it comes down to there is so much out there that can heal, that can support the body. But if they can't make money on it, they'll
Yeah.
just ban it.
Well, that's it, and
And
you're
it's
never
insane.
claiming that you're
No,
not claiming anything with it, you're
no.
just saying it's harmless to try it. If you're gonna
Yes,
try other ways of curing yourself,
yeah.
in the medical way or whatever, why don't you try this as well or instead, or, it's an equal thing.
And I don't make or sell anything that I have not personally used on myself or
Yeah,
my family.
right.
And that's why I do it, because I know that it has worked for me.
Have you been making that for a long time?
Oh, on and off now for about 10 years.
So it starts with B, it's 2
Yes.
words.
Yep.
B, and then the second word starts with S. It's not bullshit, okay? And yeah, I've heard a lot about this, and myself, I've had this itchy thing on my leg. I'm thinking, is this that skin thing? So I might get some from you.
Yeah, I'll pop some in the post for
So
you when I get
10
home.
years, 10 years. So that's definitely one to, yeah, definitely one to try.
And I
100%.
think we have to have the choice. The whole thing coming back to my body, my choice, and having the choice to choose to what we put into our body. There is enough information in this day and age to easily research something. Don't just go
Yeah,
in at blindsided.
yeah, and don't just go to certain sites, go everywhere. The
Yeah,
best way to research is, like you say, there's so many alternative health people who put information out there
yes,
on, online. Go back into the Earthwormwoman podcast. I always forget her name. Oh, she lives. I'll tell you afterwards. I did a podcast with her a while ago, and she grows lots and lots of herbs. House She's German.
yes.
God, I've forgotten her name. Anyway, Yeah, so she's not doing it the way you're doing it, but she uses all the herbs for her
Yes.
cooking and things like that, and teaches people about. So is it your place, or do you have to keep, where you get to
No,
grow
it's my
everything?
place. Yeah. So no,
Wow.
it's my place.
Yeah.
And I was lucky the bare bones are already there, so it's been really easy for me to
Mm,
build onto the garden. It's an amazing space. It's, as I said, it's predominantly a formal English garden. Already lots of herbs. Fruit trees are already there. I've put in more, and I've
mm.
just extended like the herbs, and the veggie garden area. So it works really well for me. I've even
That's
got a
right.
functioning cellar.
Wow. When you were going to do the last cafe, I think I asked you if you wanted to do a kind of a thing about it. So this time,
Yes.
when you launch
Yep.
it,
Yes.
definitely, yeah. And do you know Andrew Beale up in
Yes.
yeah, okay. So he did the bistro up there, I don't know, 2022 or 3 or something like that. Built the whole thing during the time. And it's thriving with an art gallery as
Yes.
well, and the theater. And he's got his kids working there. His daughter works there, and other like Freedom People's kids, and it's
Yes.
absolutely opening up to her to give them jobs and things. I know that's brilliant. Someone's just put brilliant as well. Actually, I just said maybe I took the word from her. Brilliant, ladies, and what you're making is amazing, Sarah Jane. It is. It is. And I want you to come back whenever you want to promote stuff on
Yep.
here.
Thank you.
I'm really interested in the one. What did you say was beginning with H around for pain?
Hypericum.
Yeah, hypericum, and that's a plant. Yeah.
Hypericum is actually St. John's wort.
Ah, really? And that's for
Mm.
pain.
Yep. Hypericum is brilliant for nerve pain. So
Mm.
it predominantly works really well with nerve pain. There are other different herbs you can use, like for other pain, depending on the type of pain. So other
Yep.
things I use for myself for pain is wild lettuce, but wild lettuce you can only take you can't take that ongoing. And
Mm.
California poppy is really, really good in a tincture. I make that in a tincture form. So
Mm.
I sort of do like a couple of things. So I do like the tinctures,
Yep.
the essential oils, a lot of like salves or like balm, so you can apply
Mm.
it topically, where internally you can take the tinctures or in a homeopathic form. So generally, like if I'm driving a lot, the sitting is really uncomfortable for me. So
Yeah.
I've always got like the hypericum homeopathics with me, and then
Mm.
I apply it topically, like on my skin where the
So
pain is.
So just going to read a couple of comments here.
Oh yeah,
So
Jade is my daughter-in-law's.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, bushwood berry is used to destroy huge cancer tumors in animals, but it was squashed for over a decade. Many natural remedies are suppressed. That's right. That's what
Yep.
we're talking about. And so, Jade, your daughter, so you need someone you get back now.
Yep.
Is that psychological?
Yeah, no, Jade broke her ankle. Jade,
Oh,
love, you need comfrey. Comfrey,
yeah,
which is neck bone.
comfrey.
I'll
Yeah.
make it up some when I get home. I'll be back home on Wednesday.
Oh, wow, wow. That's going to be gorgeous for you.
I'm so looking
Um,
forward to it. I've been away for 3 weeks now, so I'm missing
oh
my
my God.
children. I'm missing. All right, Graham, I'll get you some as well, love.
See, this is promotion now. If anyone wants to get hold of you, though, for anything,
Yeah,
is it best just to message you on
yeah.
Sarah Jane?
Just send me a PM.
Mm. Okay, doke. And later on down the track, when she's got it all up and running.
Yeah, so I've got the social media going for Manuru. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's under.
Let me write this
Hang on, I
down.
have to look it up, the exact social media, Facebook. My
Manaru.
apologies, just bear me here.
No, don't worry.
So
I'll try and work out.
Manuru, Australian
How do you
Native,
spell Manaru? Just M-A?
Manu, and
Yep.
then Ru, Ruwe. So
One
it's
second.
Manuru, Australian Native Botanicals.
You have to do it like a dum-dum. For some reason, words letters.
That's
It's
okay.
like
Yep.
MANU. I'm only up to that.
Yep. Then Rue, RUWE.
Yep.
Then Australian,
Mm-hmm.
native,
Is this all
botanical.
BOTAN?
ICALS. So I've only just set up the social media account for that.
Okay, so I've got it all together here, but it's probably split up, yeah?
Yeah. I can
It's not
message
not a
it to
.com
you.
or anything.
No, that's just the Facebook page, and I've just set up the Instagram.
Oh, okay, wonderful. I'm going to have a look for it.
So over on there, I'm talking a little bit about the products, and then I'm just doing a lot of stuff around, I guess stuff around other mums.
Is that right?
Yep. Native is, so you've got Australian and then native. So a space in between Australian and native.
I didn't put that up yet.
Yep.
I can't get back
But
on
that's
that.
a work in progress at the moment, the social media.
Please split up the native and the botanicals, because I can't get back on it.
Yep, that's all right. I'll send you a link when I get on.
Wonderful. Yeah. And I'll put it up on Earthwormwoman page for sure.
Yep.
Okay. So thank you so much. My son keeps ringing, so maybe he wants something. But
that's okay. You go attend to family. Thank you so much. It's been an honor to chat with you.
My friend's daughter has got tumor. Is the berry good for that? What's tumor?
Oh, she might have a tumor somewhere. Yeah, Carrie, just send me a PM, love, and we can chat.
Talk to Sarah Jane. Yeah. Look, you're incredible. Thank you so much. You're wonderful. Just a lovely energy too you've got. I always feel that when you're talking on things. So so glad I got you on. And I'll see you again when you're
all right then. Thank you. All right.
Thanks everybody again. And please just gonna say one thing. If you have a business, that's already in progress and you want to be a sponsor of Marooned, I have a package where we have different levels. So you get different naming things within that, and you get different posts on the film credits and all kinds of things. So please just approach me if you want to talk about that. But thank you for everybody who has, and I've got to finish getting everything up for the people that have donated. And thanks.
You're welcome. And Tim, yes, that's the correct Facebook profile.
Great.
All right. Thank you.
Wonderful.
All right.
Thanks. Everybody there. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
See you. I am not just a product made to satisfy the pocket, nor do I require the same fame others seek. I desire your heart, the passions that make you a woman, any woman, every woman. My scents are a representation of purpose, courage, confidence. Each botanical ingredient a praise of thanksgiving and self-care. The way I feel upon your flesh, a comfort of nourishment, as I feed dehydrated and depleted layers of skin, bursting for a new life of regrowth and youthfulness. If I stir your soul with each application, let it be known that you, too, are an intimate duet woman.